Welcome to Certified Information Security's ISO 42001 AI Lead Implementer Training. This is the introductory course module. I'm Alan Keel. Thanks for joining me. The ISO 42001 AI Lead Implementer Certification is the AI management system credential supporting a career in the responsible design, development, deployment, use, evaluation, and improvement of AI products, services, and systems. This certification validates your competence and understanding for developing and managing AI systems based upon the ISO 42001 and ISO 23894 international standards of best practice. Completing this training and certification program ensures you'll be equipped with the knowledge and skills required to develop, manage, monitor, and improve an AI management system according to and conforming to ISO 42001. You'll expand your AI risk management competency while increasing your credibility through gaining international recognition and, of course, improving your resume or CV and helping to increase your earning potential. Complete program and certification process details are available at certifiedinfosec.com. The ISO 42001 AI Lead Implementer certification is a stacking credential. This means you'll need to get prerequisite training and certification in ISO 31000 and ISO 23894 risk management and risk assessment prior to being eligible to then pursue ISO 42001 Lead Implementer certification. And why is this? After all you want to do perhaps is get trained and certified in ISO 42001 AI management systems. Well, it turns out that ISO 42001 actually requires implementing a risk-based approach to responsible and ethical development, implementation, and management of artificial intelligence. This means that it requires risk assessments based on the methodologies included in the ISO 31000 and ISO 23894 standards, which are taught in our ISO risk management training and certification program for ISO 31000 Certified Internal Controls Risk Analyst certification. So, getting trained and certified in ISO 31000 Enterprise Risk Management, as well as ISO 23894 Risk Management, is necessary to make the most of learning how to responsibly and ethically develop, implement, and manage artificial intelligence in an ISO 42001 AI management system. Getting trained and certified as an ISO 42001 AI lead implementer is fairly straightforward. You'll begin by getting your prerequisite ISO 31000 CICRA training and certification. You'll then get your ISO 42001 lead implementer training, this program. You'll take your AI lead implementer exam, the AIMS 101 exam. You'll then submit your application for certification, and then, upon approval, get access to your digital credential online. So you'll officially become certified once your exam results and required documentation are validated and approved by the certification committee. Your digital credential certificates and badges will be processed and emailed to you within 10 business days following the receipt of the required documentation. Certification maintenance and renewal requirements can be reviewed at certifiedinfosec.com. A link is provided for your convenience on this page. So let's look at the agenda for this ISO 42001 lead implementer training. Now, all ISO management systems follow the plan, do, check, act, or PDCA model. So we'll begin by getting an overview of the ISO 42001 AI management systems in this introductory module, and then we'll follow it in Module 2 with planning the AI management system and strategy that is covered in clauses 4 through 7. We'll then go on to the doing of ISO 42001, where we learn to implement and operate the AI management system in Clause 8. We then move on to checking and acting, where we evaluate and improve the AI management system in Clauses 9 and 10. Obviously, the primary reference source for this course is the ISO 42001 standard entitled Information Technology Artificial Intelligence Management System. It is a management system standard for organizations working with artificial intelligence. ISO 42001 supports organizations in developing responsible and trustworthy AI systems and provides the requirements for establishing, implementing, maintaining, and continually improving the AI management system within the context of a particular organization. Beyond the clauses of the body of ISO 42001 that tell us how to stand up, manage, operate, and monitor an AI management system, ISO 42001 also gives us some very valuable guidance and requirements in Annexes A and B. Annex A, entitled Reference Control Objectives and Controls, provides 9 categories, including 38 recommended control objectives and controls that help us to better understand what the clauses of the body of the document need to actually accomplish. This information, of course, is integrated into our Module 2, where we address risk treatment planning content. And then in ISO 42001, Annex B, we actually get further guidance on implementation guidance for processes and procedures that support achieving Annex A objectives and controls. This information is also integrated into Module 2 content. The key themes of ISO 42001 begin with leadership and commitment. After all, top management needs to demonstrate leadership and commitment to the AI management system in order to establish the policies and objectives for the management system that are then tailored and fit for purpose to the organization's overall strategic direction. After all, it's important to ensure that our AI management system supports our unique goals and objectives for our organization. And so this entire program is going to be custom tailored to be fit for purpose to our organization, and it's up to leadership to make that happen. Now then, we go into the planning of the AIMS before we actually operate the AIMS. The planning is in the design phase, which is in clauses 4 through 7. This is where we identify and assess risk and opportunities associated with AI and then develop a plan to address them. We also need to ensure that leadership is committed to effective support of the very AI management system that leadership is requiring. We need to ensure that we understand the proper minimum requirements for providing resources and support for the AIMS, including training, awareness, and communication. This will be covered in Clause 7 of ISO 42001. We then move on to operation, which is the implementation that we see in Clause 8. This is where we actually establish the processes and procedures to accomplish what we designed in the planning phase. We then look to evaluate what we're doing in our operation to ensure that it actually fulfills the objectives that we established in the planning phase back in the design. This is where we do performance evaluation, where we monitor, measure, evaluate the performance of AI systems, and where we take corrective actions where necessary. And then, of course, we always want to continuously improve our AI management system to ensure that it becomes better over time, not just maintaining the status quo. As you're going to see in Module 2 of this course, where we build out the architecture and strategy for the AI management system, a key feature of this is that we are going to customize the AI management system to our unique needs and objectives for our organization. That means this is all founded on a good understanding of our needs and objectives. So we begin by getting a good understanding of the internal and external business context drivers for our AI management system. And this is where the organization's needs and objectives, processes, size and structure, as well as the expectations of various interested parties influence the establishment and implementation of the AI management system. Another set of factors that influence the establishment and implementation of the AI management system are the many use cases for AI and the need to strike the appropriate balance between governance mechanisms and innovation. Organizations can elect to apply these requirements using a risk based approach to ensure that the appropriate level of control is applied for the particular AI use cases, services, or products within the organization's desired scope. All of these influencing factors are expected to change and to be reviewed from time to time. Now, because of this change, you'll find that we do not set up and install an AI management system because it's going to need to continuously adapt to our changing business needs. This is why the AI management system is an ongoing program that is practiced and operated, not something that is simply installed. In Module 2, where we discuss the AI management system architecture and strategy, you'll see that we need to have an emphasis on risk management throughout. After all, certain features of AI, such as the ability to continuously learn and improve, or perhaps a lack of transparency or explainability, can warrant different safeguards if they raise additional concerns compared to how the task would traditionally be performed. The adoption of an AI management system to extend the existing management structures is a strategic decision for the organization. This means that AI management will become integrated into the organization's overall management. So, indeed, the AI management system should be integrated with the organization's processes and overall management structure because, after all, AI is not discrete standing off by itself. AI is enabling better and more effective operational processes. So AI is combined with our normal operational processes. AI actually informs our normal operational goals and objectives because we take advantage of AI to determine how far we can go. So, specific issues related to AI need to be considered in the design of normal, everyday organizational processes, information systems, and controls. Crucial examples of such management processes are the strategic determination of organizational objectives themselves, the involvement of interested parties, as well as how all of this is documented into our organizational policy. We also look to management of risks and opportunities, the processes for the management of concerns related to the trustworthiness of AI systems, such as security, safety, fairness, transparency, data quality, and quality of AI systems throughout their life cycles. The processes for the management of suppliers also need to be considered, as well as partners and third parties that provide or develop AI for the organization. Okay, so we understand that if we're going to leverage AI throughout our organization, we need to do so effectively by plan, and that's what an ISO 42001 AI management system can deliver. However, if we're doing all of the right things to effectively use AI while considering any risk or concerns of safety, trustworthiness, ethical application, or otherwise, wouldn't it be nice to get third party assurance and credit for that goodness of effort that we're applying? So it turns out the ISO 42001 AI management system standard does provide specific ISO certifiable requirements and guidance from an AI technology perspective. If we follow and conform to the requirements of ISO 42001, we can actually have this audited by an ISO accredited certification body who will then provide assurance through the course of an audit that we are indeed practicing all of the tenets and best practices of ISO 42001. And while there are generic or sector specific management system standards that consider objectives from a technology neutral point of view, the AI management system offers AI technology specific considerations. This makes it particularly relevant for sectors such as health, defense, transport, finance, employment, and energy, which may have particular obligations, good practices, expectations, or contractual commitments with interested parties that need further assurance from a third party certification audit and authority. So, as I explained earlier, ISO 42001 does require a risk based approach to managing AI systems. AI systems are not just about the AI technology itself, they actually encompass an entire variety of various technologies and components. And to responsibly develop and use an AI system, it's crucial to consider the entire system, including all of its technologies and components. For instance, while AI specific considerations are important, other aspects such as information security and cybersecurity also play a significant role because, after all, AI is fundamentally an information processing technology that is cyber connected. So, ISO 42001 requires organizations to conduct AI impact assessments and AI risk assessments in Clause 6, emphasizing the effects on individuals and society at large. This approach marks a shift from traditional enterprise risk assessments that may have typically directed attention more towards internal requirements rather than the broader implications of AI technologies. These assessments are critical for understanding and mitigating the potential negative impacts of AI systems on society. Now, again, risk assessments and a risk based approach are required in ISO 42001, but it doesn't actually give the details of how we fulfill that requirement. It points us to another ISO standard, ISO 23894, which was just recently released to provide specific guidance on AI risk assessments. And that guidance is meant to be performed in conjunction with general risk assessment guidance found in ISO 31000. ISO 23894 is essentially an AI extension of ISO 31000 enterprise risk management. In fact, in the ISO 23894 standard itself, it actually has crosswalks to what it adds to ISO 31000's general enterprise risk management recommendations. We also look at the ISO 42005 Artificial Intelligence AI System Impact Assessment for further implementation guidance for AI specific impact assessments. And then in ISO 42001 itself, in Annex C, it provides informative guidance with the potential AI related organizational objectives and risk sources that provides typical examples of AI threats, vulnerabilities, and risk scenarios. Of course, this information will be integrated into Module 2 risk assessment content. Now, this particular course doesn't actually extend in depth into these complementary standards. These standards are actually covered in other course content. For example, we have the complementary framework and standard of ISO 31000 risk management guidelines. As I said, the risk-based approach is required in ISO 42001, but how you perform the risk-based approach is actually learned in ISO 31000 risk management training and certification. Now, we have included all of ISO 23894 within our ISO 31000 enterprise risk management training. Why? Well, because it turns out that again, AI is going to be used throughout the organization no matter what you do. So whether it's quality management, environmental risk management, occupational health and safety, doesn't really matter. There's going to be AI involved. So consequently, we determined that it would be more effective to actually talk about AI risk management along with enterprise risk management in our enterprise risk management training and certification. Now then, you could, however, also look to the external guidance of the NIST Artificial Intelligence Risk Management Framework. In fact, ISO 42001 actually explicitly calls out this NIST AI RMF for further guidance on managing AI specific risk. So let's take a look at integrating with the external framework, the non ISO framework, the NIST AI Risk Management Framework. Again, a primary focus of ISO 42001 is managing risk and opportunities corresponding to integrating AI throughout the organization's business strategies and operations. And since NIST AI RMF provides very detailed guidance, far beyond what we see in 42001 or even the risk standard 23894, NIST AI RMF provides very detailed guidance on AI risk governance, as well as AI risk identification, analysis, and treatment, and therefore can bring enormous value to an ISO 42001 AI management system. You can learn more about the NIST AI RMF at Certified Information Security. So in this introduction, you're already seeing that, well, ISO 42001 is not as isolated and cleanly packaged as you might have hoped. It turns out that because AI is going to be integrated throughout the entire organization, it's woven into other management systems, and therefore you should expect that the organization can combine generally accepted frameworks, other international standards, and perhaps even of its own experience to implement crucial processes such as risk management, lifecycle management, and data quality management, which are also appropriate for specific AI use cases, products, or services within the organization's scope. So let's go ahead and go from macro general terms into more micro specific crosswalks. So, for example, when providing or using AI systems, the organization can have objectives or obligations related to aspects of AI, which are actually primary topics of other management system standards, as well as non ISO frameworks, such as ISO 27001 that is specifically purpose built for information security, cybersecurity, and privacy protection. We also have ISO 27701, specifically purpose built to help us establish a PII management system, or personally identifiable information, privacy information management system, PIM, for extending our information security management system to address privacy requirements. We could also look at how we integrate AI management with our ISO 9001 quality management. And then finally, as I already told you, we'll expect that we will probably integrate this risk-based approach of ISO 42001 with the help of the NIST AI Risk Management Framework. We also can expect that the NIST Cybersecurity Framework in its current version 2.0 will also help us to secure the cyber aspects of our AI, and we can expect that our AI will help manage the artificial intelligence aspects of our cybersecurity. Exactly. Even NIST is looking at how they can crosswalk and converge AI management with their NIST AI RMF and cybersecurity management with their NIST CSF 2.0. So, In most contexts, security is key to achieving the objectives of the organization within its AI system. And the way that an organization pursues security objectives, again, depends upon its unique context and its own policies. If an organization identifies the need to implement an AI management system and to address security objectives in a similar, thorough, and systematic way, it may consider implementing an information security management system that follows ISO 27001 to complement what it's doing with its AI management system according to ISO 42001. AI, again, is typically cyber connected as it often sources data from external remote systems. And again, this means it's inherently vulnerable to cybersecurity risk. And since AI is used to enhance processes, it turns out that even malicious processes can be enhanced and become more effective with AI. So this means that cybersecurity supply chain risk management is critical, and the NIST CSF is especially strong in establishing cybersecurity supply chain risk management as well, far beyond what is addressed in the ISO 42001 AI management system standard, at least as it relates to cybersecurity controls. So that means that the NIST cybersecurity framework also brings critical value to managing and operating an AI system and should be integrated with ISO 42001 to ensure the security of our AI systems, ensuring further reliability and trustworthiness. You can learn more about the NIST cybersecurity framework at Certified Information Security's website online. Now, getting back to ISO 27001, since we've really justified the need to integrate information security, cybersecurity, and privacy management with our AI, the nice thing is about ISO 27001 and our ISO 42001 AI management systems is they both use the same high-level structure, and their integrated use is then easier to facilitate and of even more benefit to the organization. So in this case, the way to implement controls which partly relate to information security in ISO 42001 can be integrated with the organization implementation of ISO 27001 information security, cybersecurity, and privacy management. Again, you can learn more about ISO 27001 at Certified Information Security on our website. So, as I mentioned earlier, ISO 27701 was purpose built to extend our normal general ISO 27001 information security, cybersecurity, and privacy management system to be especially capable for managing and fulfilling privacy requirements for our data that are well regulated according to privacy law. So 27701 extends the 27001 management system to actually include a privacy information management system or PIMS. Now, this is important because of how it also relates to artificial intelligence and the management of AI systems. In many contexts and application domains, PIIs are processed by AI systems. And similarly, just as we use 27701 to extend 27001 for privacy, we can also use 27701 to help extend and meet our objectives for AI privacy controls and privacy security. So, privacy related objectives and controls of the AI management system could be integrated with the organization's implementation of ISO 27701. The organization can then comply with the applicable obligations for privacy within its own objectives. So again, AI is now integrated throughout the entire organization. After all, everything has become AI enhanced, AI enabled. So this means that we need to consider how AI is used to help us achieve and maintain quality in our ISO 9001 quality management system. For many organizations, conformity to the ISO 9001 quality management system standard is a key sign that they are customer oriented and genuinely concerned about internal effectiveness. Independent conformity assessment to the ISO 9001 certification specification facilitates business across organizations and inspires customer confidence in products or services. The level of customers' confidence in an organization or AI system can be highly reinforced when an AI management system is implemented jointly with ISO 9001 when AI technologies are involved. The AI management system can be complementary to the ISO 9001 requirements, especially when it comes to risk management, software development, supply chain coherence. And this is what helps with the organization in meeting its objectives, both in AI and in quality management. So, again, while sharing high level structures with other ISO standards like ISO 27001, ISO 42001, we incorporate the unique elements specific to AI, such as detailed AI risk management, focused more on societal and individual impacts of AI systems. This includes the requirement for AI impact assessments, which again sets it apart from other standards that tend to focus more on internal organizational risks. The inclusion of sector specific requirements underlines the standard's focus on the unique challenges posed by AI technologies. Another standard that we can look to as a resource for implementing an effective ISO 42001 compliant AI management system is the ISO 22989 standard, which is focusing on artificial intelligence concepts and terminology. We also have ISO 5338 for AI lifecycle process guidance. We also have ISO 23053, which is our framework for artificial intelligence systems using machine learning. ISO Technical Reference 24027 provides us with further detail on how to control bias in AI systems and in AI-aided decision making. And of course, I've already mentioned ISO 27001 with its information security, cybersecurity, and privacy protection. So as you see, doing the right thing with managing AI and how it's developed and used in your organization is a significant commitment. And if we're going to go through all of this effort to manage AI this well, shouldn't we get credit for it? Well, it turns out that ISO 42001, again, is a specification standard, meaning it provides requirements that support a third-party assurance audit, meaning the organization can get certified to ISO 42001, not just follow it. This means it essentially is able to achieve certification that it can proudly display and tell others about, perhaps even gaining additional business or market recognition because of the work that it's done to comply with the requirements of ISO 42001. So again, ISO certification is a third-party credential that verifies a company's compliance with international quality standards and best practices. And the International Organization for Standardization is the independent, non-governmental organization that the entire world has come to recognize for its work in developing and publishing standards of best practice. Again, ISO 42001 is an auditable ISO standard specifying requirements, meaning they must be met, not optionally should be met. It specifies requirements for establishing, implementing, maintaining, continually improving an AI management system within the context of a particular organization. So again, this means that organizations such as yours can be officially audited and certified as being compliant with ISO 42001 best practices. So, what does this really bring for the organization? What value is there? Well, firstly, you'll be able to validate how good your AI management is. ISO 42001 certification provides your organization with independent corroboration that your organization is managing its AI systems ethically and responsibly. This is important even for the organization's governance committee, its board of directors, because requiring the organization to adopt and actually comply and get certified to ISO 42001 shows proper due care and due diligence with governing the organization to ensure ethical and trustworthy AI as it conducts business. So, again, this means that you'll enhance trust with your stakeholders. ISO 42001 certification demonstrates your organization's commitment to responsible AI practices and ethical, transparent, and accountable AI development and usage. And you'll also get a jump on provable compliance, including emerging AI industry requirements and regulations, such as the new EU AI Act, into the auditable context of your certified ISO 42001 AI management system. Your organization will increase its own perceived trustworthiness, credibility, and safe legal compliance efforts with its regulators, customers, lenders, and supply chain. Pursuing ISO 42001 AI management system certification also ensures that your organization won't shortcut how it actually implements AI management. It will require the organization to practice the proper risk based approach to achieve AI success by plan, not by accident. The organization will be practicing enhanced risk management with the improved identification and mitigation of risk associated with AI, as the process and required life cycle will ensure that your organization identifies and addresses potential ethical, security, and compliance issues proactively to ensure that their objectives are consistently met. And then finally, all of this will help your organization to gain a competitive advantage. After all, since ISO 42001 was just published in December of 2023, your organization has the chance to gain an edge in the market that signals to clients, customers, and regulators that your organization is an early adopter and is at the forefront of responsible AI usage. This concludes our introductory module, and our next stop is planning the AI management system. And this is where our organizational leaders establish AI management objectives and strategy. I'm Alan Keel. Thanks for joining me.